So what did it feel like whenever I got my first break from depersonalization realization? Well, there were technically 2 times that I went through the symptoms as far as being 24/7. The first one lasted about a year. The second one lasted about a year too. So the first time I actually got the symptoms to go away using acceptance techniques. I just invited in all my symptoms, especially the panic attacks. And I'll never forget whenever what I was afraid was going to happen didn't happen. And just being able to, I remember mowing the grass at my mom's house. What was I, about 19 at this time? Maybe 18. And I literally jumped up and down because I was so excited to be able to mow the grass without experiencing depersonalization realization or having a panic attack. And I remember watching TV and I was able, man, I'm actually getting a couple memories that I haven't thought about. I think it was Boy Meets World, believe it or not, if you've ever seen that show. Yeah, I think it might have been that show. But I remember watching TV and just being so excited that I could finally just watch TV without going into a panic attack or experiencing depersonalization realization. But eventually, once feeling normal becomes normal and you don't have that contrast, it's really not that big of a deal anymore. It's just normal. But whenever you're coming out of feeling like death for, 24/7 for a year, like you feel like your life is just starting over. But anyway, because I never dealt with what was happening in the body, which if you follow my videos, you hear me talk about that all the time, eventually my symptoms came back. And it was only once I started to shift what was happening with the body that I truly started my recovery. Because recovery is not the most recent biggest break from symptoms that you've had, even if those breaks are for years. It's whenever you've truly dealt with what's happening in the body. But with that being said, once I finally started to do the body-based stuff the second time, I remember I was at work and I remember looking back and it had been like 30 minutes or 20 minutes without any symptoms. And the second time was really scary because I tried my acceptance techniques and they didn't work because there was too much buildup in the body. And so once I got a break, even just for like 20 to 30 minutes, I literally felt like my life was starting completely over. I was smiling, I was laughing. It was just such a joyous occasion. But again, eventually, once I was symptom-free and that was my new normal, it wasn't that big of a deal anymore. But anyway, that's what it felt like.